Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Hey, I'm Christian Cano. You're the co-host. My buttons are Moms Demand Action, Gunsmiths Legislation, Healthcare for All, Medicare for All, and also in my heart, Black Lives Matter on behalf of Joe Oldham, who's a guest of ours who passed away last year. That's it.
Hello, this is Jenny James Gunn. I am a community advocate here in Charlotte, North Carolina for LGBT women's rights with the National Organization for Women, gun sense laws with Moms Demand Action, and anything that extends equity to all. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It is Coffee and Pan Dulce time. And y'all may have realized if you're watching the visual version of this, and if not, you're going to notice it really quick if you're doing the audio podcast. We have a special guest, or you happen to see the other show first, Two Queers in the Truck. The special guest is a carryover for both shows. And this is Mr. Del Shores, a Hollywood fame and Palm Springs and everything in between. And we're expanding the conversation in a two-part series. So it's going to air on the 24th for Coffee and Pan Dulce and the 31st on New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. So it's a two-parter. We're going to get into more of the details of what he's currently doing. So if you want to know the history after you watch this episode and the other episode, watch the Two Queers and hear his early stories. And we're going to jump into what's happening right now to Del and what's going on with his foundation. I think there's a recipe book or something like that going on. But it's better to get straight from the source.
That's right.
So we're going to let Christian take over from here, and we're going to jump right into it.
Yes, as Gersemi said, welcome everyone. This is the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. I want to welcome those who join us on Facebook and YouTube and the thousands who listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platform. We've got Del Shores. I'm a huge fan. I've been so excited about this when we were able to do this that I only got 4 or 5 hours of sleep last night. Maybe it was the Mexican food that I ate, but still at the same time, I'm so excited. So we want to welcome Del Shores, and we'll be talking about, as Gersemi said, his foundation. We'll also talk about a play that's doing a world premiere in Birmingham, Alabama in February. It's called, what's the name of the play? It's the
Recipe Box.
The Recipe Box. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. So we'll be talking about all of those things here on the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. But before we do, we'll jump directly into Barb's current events.
And this is Barb's current events.
Okay, so here we go. I got 3 for you.
Okay.
The very first one, as the world knows, unfortunately, Rob Reiner, I want to pronounce his name correctly, and his wife were brutally murdered, I think, by a family member. And unfortunately, the President of the United States did not have the ability, the maturity, to try to unite the community. He said some very, said that the death was caused by Rob having Trump derangement syndrome and yada yada. Anyway, he's got a lot of pushback on that. So that's the very first one. The next one is the Chicago Times actually did a op-ed story on the guy that we were talking about, the leader of the Border Patrol, the small guy that has the military haircut, and they deep dived into his Border Patrol history and how he grew up in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, and he's got kind of a Napoleon complex, and they really did an interesting story about him and how he's been very divisive all the way in the Border Patrol. But apparently, when Trump became president, he liked him because he was very, anti-immigrant and all that kind of stuff. And so that's the second one. I don't know if you have any comments on that. And the last one is, Gersemi, the New York Post did a story on people are leaving the top 5 cities that people are leaving after the pandemic. It's Kansas City, San Antonio, Texas, Indianapolis, Nashville, and Charlotte. They were cities that I guess the housing market was really, really hot. And then after the pandemic, a lot of people who moved there sold their houses, I guess, made some money, and they decided to leave. Four of the top 10 cities that people are leaving are in the state of Texas. So, and the reason they did this story was because it dispels the myth that people are leaving California and New York in droves. That they're actually leaving some of the southern states. So anyway, those are the 3. Do you have any comments on those?
Well, I do. First of all, I mean, condolences to the Reiner family and to all their loved ones. It's something that happened not too far from where I live. And even though it wasn't a random act of violence, it was a family member. They arrested his son. The local details were that him and his son had gotten into a little bit of an argument the day before. Son has struggled with addiction issues and in and out of rehab his entire life. And for the most part, the Reiners had always been in good terms with the son, but clearly something set him off, obviously, to kill his mom and his dad in cold blood like that. Is something that shook the world because it wasn't like passing from old age or something like that. Rob Reiner was still, active in his career and having a productive life. And as a beloved director, producer, actor, has been in Hollywood for decades. And it's a tragedy that speaks to many of the topics that I talk about harm reduction and doing things better in the medical community. And tragedies wouldn't happen like this if we took better care. In fact, Rob Reiner talks about how he had to switch from believing doctors all the time to he said he wished he'd more actively listened to his son and found better care for him early on in his addiction process. And as somebody that comes from one side of my family, my mom's side of the family, that has lost many people to addiction, including my brother, I really feel that loss of the Reiner family. They lost 3 people that day. They lost the son, and they lost the father and the mother. Because this guy's probably never going to get out of jail, and it's devastating. This is what addiction does to families. Is that it's a devastating loss that even 20 years later you still feel. Yeah, and so with all my heart, I hope we start learning from stuff like this. That's the kind of thing that we talk about over and over again, is when are we going to learn? And Trump's rant on it is so inappropriate in so many dumb fucking ways that it's not even, it's not only was what he said so inappropriate for anybody in politics. Like, it wouldn't matter if he was the dog catcher for Moose Knuckle, Arkansas. But the fact that this jackass is the president of the United States and is not enough of a man to lead this country in a time of a devastating tragedy, a preventable tragedy, but a tragedy nonetheless, and to try to politicize it shows how big of a failure he really is as a human being.
Exactly. I completely agree with you.
He's a dumpster fire, and everything that he puts out of his mouth is like a mouth fart. He's cringed all the way around, and he just proved it again. He had a shot at it.
Yeah. He could have been a decent person, but he decided against it. But I mean, I'm not surprised he said it. It's just it's sad that it's just bizarre. You have any comments on before we end the segment about the New York Post talking about the cities that people are leaving?
I'm not shocked by those cities that you named. I think a lot of those cities were gotten more hype than they probably should have.
Sure.
I think a lot of people chose those cities because they thought it would be a better lifestyle than it is, and living in Texas or North Carolina isn't necessarily a panacea. I'm not saying it's a bad place to live. I lived in Charlotte for 7 years, and I did enjoy it. But considering who I am, considering who I'm with, considering the kind of life and the times that we're going through, I do prefer to be here in West Hollywood, California, and it's a breath of fresh air, to be honest. So I'm not shocked that people are making different choices, and the narrative has been that especially the southern states and the Sunbelt states are so much better, and that's where everybody wants to live, and that's not necessarily true. Some of us are moving in California and New York City, in New York, and it's not all doom and gloom. Boston's a very thriving city, and it's nowhere near the South. And so for a lot of us, especially a lot of us that are progressive or in diverse communities, we choose to live in states that really, truly embrace us. And Texas and North Carolina ain't two of those states right now. And so it really isn't enjoyable to always be a moving target. Sometimes it's nice to live in a place where you're not a moving target at all.
Yeah.
And people are just kind of tired of it. I mean, Texas has been under Republican rule for 30 years and is getting worse. It's going to eventually have a detrimental effect. Even if you're the most whitest, straightest person ever, some people are just fed up with putting up with the bullshit. Some of it is, I just don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it in the local news. I don't want to run into anybody in the supermarket jacking about hot rabbit. At some point, you just don't want to be around it because the shit from the so bad. You just go, I just don't even want to be in the same room with it.
Sure.
And I agree with you. I think a lot of people are starting to come to that realization. It's not all Texas and places like that aren't all they cracked up to be.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, we'll be right back in Coffee and Pan Dulce right after this.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching the Florida shows. They've been wildly successful. Obviously, it's a topic that you guys have enjoyed and wanted to know more of. And we like talking about the dumpster fire. They used to be the state of Florida, and we'll probably talk about it some more this summer. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching, and support local Black and brown businesses, including our sponsor, Manolo's Bakery. That has some fabulous pastries, food, king steaks, all kinds of specialty cakes, swallows, and much, much more. Some of the best food you eat in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, Manolo's Bakery, right here in East Charlotte. Thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. This is me, Yorense, a new host here at the Cannis Media shows. I will be doing the new show, Espera Que, here every Thursdays at 7 p.m. on your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you like to listen to. So, hope to see you on my show, and hope you have a wonderful day.
Hey y'all, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and your favorite audio podcast platforms. You can catch your special editions of Coffee and Pan Dulce as always. And we appreciate y'all listening. And we're going to do more episodes. We're going to do some zany things in 2025. And most of all, we're going to have lots of fun as always. Thanks for listening. And look for the new shouts. Appreciate it.
All right. So, Mr. Shores, I'm a Dale. Do you mind if I call you Dale? I think I asked you that already. Right?
I would prefer it.
Okay.
You know, or you can call me my real name, Delford.
Delford.
You know, my mother named me Delford, Delferd. Didn't even spell it right. It's just like the damage started at birth with a horrible name. So
I'm a huge fan. I watched, I saw when I saw the movie Sordid Lives. It was just so. It touched a lot of points in me. In the early 2000s, and the characters that are in it were just incredible. Of course, the Leslie Jordan character is incredible. And just to kind of our viewers and listeners who aren't that familiar with Dale, he's an American director, producer, screenwriter, playwright. Actor known for his work in television and film. He debuted his first play, Cheatin', which became successful and later rose to prominence for his play Sordid Lives and the 2000 film adaptation. He founded the Dale Shores Foundation, is currently about to have his world premiere in Birmingham, Alabama, February the 5th through the 22nd of The Recipe Box, I believe is the play. So
yes.
Welcome, sir. Very accomplished. It's so great to have you. This is not done by purpose, but those who've been watching us for the last 8 seasons, somehow we get people who have connections from Texas. Gersemi, you're from Texas. I'm from Texas. Dr. B is from South Texas, who always comes on. I interviewed JoJo from the Los Lonely Boys, who's from San Jose, Texas, I believe, or anyway, San Jacinto. So anyway, one of those South Texas. I'm from Dallas Fort Worth area. If you're not from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it's like everyone south of us, we're like, where are you from? So that's kind of the text. I don't know, Mr. Dale, if that you found that people who are from like North Texas and South Texas, is there like a difference that you feel that when you were growing up?
I think that's, it's one of the places that all good Texas queers flee to. Are these big cities that are blue cities in a red state? So I love Dallas-Fort Worth. I have such a connection there. My actually Sordid Lives had its second production ever at the Circle Theater in Fort Worth. And Leslie was in that, and Leslie and I spent a lot of times at a lot of time at the Worthington Hotel, and then we would have the Lavanda be our designated driver and drive us over to what was the Village Station and the Rose Room, and get really blasted. And that's before Leslie got sober, and pick up boys. And then I have such connections there. I've done so many of my plays at Uptown Players, at Kalidas Humphreys, and it is truly, Dallas is one of my very favorite cities. I have so many friends there.
And I think people are always surprised. I think if you're not from Texas, or if you've not spent a lot of time in Texas, you don't realize how diverse and metropolitan it is. I know early in my life, early in my career, I traveled internationally and did a lot of things. And when I mention Texas, they automatically assume cowboy hats and boots, and I go, I'm a city kid. I'm a country kid. I grew up in San Antonio and spent some time in Dallas and Lubbock, and I lived in mostly metropolitan areas and that sort of thing. But
my brother lives in San Antonio now, and all my nieces and nephews are there. So that's where when I go back to see family. I actually had only 24 hours with them because the Austin Gay and Lesbian Film Festival, AGLIF, gave me an award. I'm getting these awards now that say you're old. It's just basically they're called. It's the Icon Award, the Pioneer Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
You're done. We want to give you this before you die. And so anyway, I went to. I'm very grateful. I'm just being silly, but I went and accepted this award, and then I went over the day before to see my family and my brother Dexton, another strange name that my mother just loved these unusual. Dilford and Dexton, and that's what they
Wow.
called us.
I don't know
Um,
why Texas does that, but my grandfather suffered under a similar name, and I was just like, who named you? You know, and it must have been drinking. It must not have been during Prohibition. But
but I like Del. Just taking the
Del's cool.
first three letters, it's fine.
Simple and it's easy, and it kind of sounds very poetic with Del Shores. It kind of sounds like
it sounds like in fact, if you Google Del Shores, you get a lot of Florida condominiums.
Oh yeah, how about that? The Del Shores Foundation. What does that all entail? Like, what is the crux or the mission of the Del Shores Foundation, and what do our listeners and viewers need to know about that?
Yeah, I would love them to check us out at delshoresfoundation.org. We're in our fourth year, basically active year. We formed the Del Shores Foundation right before the pandemic, and it was the brainchild of my friend Stuart Bell and Emerson Collins. Stuart watched me mentor our friend Matt Hayes do a little short film called Cognitive, and it was just a wonderful little film about this boy that knew he was gay when he was 7 years old in Alabama, and heard a Southern Baptist preacher preach this hellfire and brimstone sermon about, if you are gay, you will get AIDS, because that's God's punishment. And so this little boy thought he had AIDS, and this wonderful school teacher or school nurse told him he wasn't going to die, and that he was going to have it. You're okay. And it was just such a sweet film, and it went on to win so many awards at festivals. And Stuart came to me and he said, "Why can't you do that for other people?" And I go, "Well, it's a lot of work." And then we brought Emerson on board, and Emerson came up with the idea to have a writing contest every year, so that you don't have to be a certain age. You just have to identify as LGBTQ in 16 Southern states. People say, which states? I go, the ones that are red. And as I call it, alternative programming for us all. And so we started this contest, and we facilitate with our winners, with a writers conference, giving them opportunity. And also we have theater partners now. We have one in Charlotte. We have several in Texas, several in Dallas, and all of our theaters get the opportunity to get a grant if they will produce our winning play or have a reading of one of our finalists. And we have had every single one of our plays that's been produced now, and it's really changed the course of a lot of storytellers. I call them storytellers' work. We have a screenplay competition. The winner gets to then come and meet with our winner this year's meeting with the Greg Berlanti company, with A24, so they get opportunity with agents, and so that's what we do. And we're small, but we're growing, and we have a wonderful board. And check us out if you got some extra money just sitting around that you want to invest in a great organization, get a tax write-off by the end of the year. That we're here for you.
So we have a great fall lineup, and we encourage you to tune in to many of our fabulous shows, like our He Say show, and many more things in October and November as well. Thanks for watching, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, everybody, for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Jenny and Chris had an amazing talk right there, and this is Yorense from Espera Que. Our show is on Thursdays, 7 p.m. on every podcast places you get podcasts, podcasts, brain fart. But if you want to listen to me doing brain farts and having hot takes and leftist takes and just screaming at the shitty burning world we are living in, come over to Espera Que. You're going to have a fun time.
Absolutely. It's a great plug, too. And I think Christian has a question about the recipe.
Yeah, Dale, I had the wonderful opportunity to my spouse and I. We went to Palm Springs for several events, and I was able to attend your meet and greet with the 25th anniversary of the Sordid Lives.
Yes, it was great meeting you there.
Again. And I thought it was really interesting that you asked the crowd when you were doing the talking to the people who attended, kind of who it was the first time to watch it. There was a young, I think, Gen X or millennial, and it's great that this movie has been around for 25 years and how it resonates generation to generation. Everyone has a brother boyish kind of character in their family. At least you're from Texas. I have a brother, maybe I'm the brother boyish in my family. I'm not exactly sure, but everyone has all these characters. And you've got this new play that's coming out. It's called The Recipe Box. It's going to be world premiering in Alabama. Talk to us about that. I mean, this is something that it's going to be in Alabama from February 5th to the 22nd. Can you share with us about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's also opening in Austin in September at the Rainbow Theater company. Rainbow Theater. Yeah, Austin Rainbow Theater. And I'm directing both productions. Emerson Collins, my longtime collaborator, I wrote the lead for him. It's a 4-character play. And, it's like, I often say that I'm really not a writer. I'm just a thief. And I was teaching in Natchitoches, Louisiana at Northwestern State University. I went to a dinner party of this gay couple that were big Sordid Lives fans. And, we bonded over my work, which happens a whole lot. People, at least of a certain age, as you pointed out, I go, my career's over in about 5 years, but there are these fans that are rabid fans. They know all the lines. And so we had a fun night. And then the year I went back the next year, and I heard from the head of my department, Brett, that one of them had died, and he had this massive heart attack. And so they invited me to, or Frank, the widow, invited me to a dinner party. And at that dinner party, something happened. I was in, there may have been alcohol and, pot smoking involved, but
never.
Allegedly.
Yes. So I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm hearing, all these great stories. We're playing, a board game, and I look down the hall, and there's this ancient old woman walking towards us, holding a mason jar empty. Everybody goes, "Hey, Luanda." She goes, "Hey." She walks in. She's like in a house coat. Just looks like she got up, and I watch her pour ice and then Crown whiskey infused with peaches, or whatever. It's peach infused Crown. Just, she walks back out, and someone goes, hey, Luanda, what are you mixing with tonight? And she goes, ice. And then she said, what is this card game y'all are playing? And someone said, Cards Against Humanity. And she goes, well, I've never heard of that. She just walks on. Who the fuck was that? He said, my mother-in-law.
Wow.
When my husband died, we had moved her into the house, and I'm stuck. And
wow.
So I thought, oh my God, my mind starts going, and then the next day when I was clearer, it was still a powerful thing. And what really unlocked the play for me, and I'm going to walk right now to show you, my brother from San Antonio sent me these recipe boxes right there.
Oh, wow.
And my daughter and I were looking for a specific Christmas recipe. That my mother always made this cake that took weeks to make. And my daughter found these medical secrets of my mother.
Mm.
And I brought these two stories together. Instead of a death, I made it a breakup play, because I understand breakups a lot more than I understand, a spouse dying. And there it was birthed. And so the terrific new theater, is producing the premiere along with my company, Beard College Shores Productions, and it opens February 5th. So we're going. That's next for me. I'm literally getting on a plane on the 4th and start rehearsal on the 5th of January.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, go to Terrific. Yeah. If you're close to Alabama, or even if you want to just fly in, come and see the recipe box. I have a brilliant cast there. I had a read through last night, and I'm just so happy.
Hey, thanks for listening to us as always on Coffee and Pan Dulce. And just to let you know, we're on all the audio podcast platforms. So working out or whatever, you can just listen to us. Or if you want to see our bright, shiny faces, we're on YouTube and Facebook. You can even be fans and you can comment on our shows on the Facebook platform and drown out people who don't actually listen to the show but like to like us. But anyway, we appreciate y'all and very much, and keep on listening so that Christian and I are just not sitting here talking to ourselves. Have a great year.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our Coffee and Pan Dulce show every week. Don't forget you can watch us visually on our video podcast platforms on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other ones that your favorite, whatever your favorite is. Once again, thank you for watching us on Coffee and Pan Dulce. We'll dance out.
That's exciting. What? And I've got to ask, why Alabama?
Well, very good reasons. As I said, people always go, "Oh, do you do well in the South?" Y'all, I do really well in the South. I mean, all the queers know me. They all know who I am, and their families know who I am, and that's why I think Sordid Lives, it's 25 years old now, and it still resonates with people because of the humor, but because of the family. And people always they gravitate because they go, "Oh, I have an Aunt Lavonda. We have this barfly that's just like Juanita, so everybody identifies, and just so you can see how my condo is decorated. There's Juanita. She's got her Christmas. That's the original costume that Sarah Hunley wore in Sordid Lives. And when people come to visit me, she scares the shit out of them. Especially if you get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you think someone is just lurking there. But why Alabama? Terrific New Theater is one of our partners with the Del Shores Foundation. And I love Tam, the artistic director there. And my producing partner, Louise Beard, lives in Birmingham, and her amazing husband, John Beard. And they actually gave a grant to build that new theater, a new space for the Terrific New Theater. And so we wanted to celebrate that by giving them a Del Shores premiere and them giving us the space. It's a wonderful, beautiful small theater. It's only 100 seats, but
Hi everybody, this is Yorense from the Aesthetic Cash Show over here. All I'm here is doing a little quick PSA. Use this summer to do volunteer work. Go to your nearest YMCA, go to your nearest homeless shelter, go to whatever community services or programs that you can help out and volunteer. Because right now, we have a bunch of fascist pieces of shit trying to rip apart our country and rip apart the people, our communities, by spreading hate and bigotry. The best way to combat it is, one, working in your community and standing strong to show that you are strong and you're here to help out others. Two, combat misinformation. If you hear bullshit, first research and make sure if it's true or not. If it is not true, call it out. If it is true, get the facts. Be knowledgeable of it because it might come out later. So always stand against that. And three, fuck fascists. Stand against them. Make them feel uncomfortable. There is too many people out there feeling like they can say the hard R or say slurs or be violent. Make them understand that a lot of people die to make sure this hatred and bigotry does not exist. All our civil rights workers, all the people who restored normity, everybody who fought against intolerance and hatred, they died and worked their asses off to stop this. So follow in their footsteps. and stop this madness. This is Yorense again from Espera Que, and all I can say is be there for your community and stand up for what's right. Fuck fascism and have a wonderful day.
So
What's culturally speaking, speaking of the South, what Texas influences do you have, or what influenced you from Texas that made you who you are today? Like, what comes out in your writing? What exactly could you point to as far as culture? Just out of curiosity, because you have a very Southern tone, not only to your speaking, but also to your plays, your style, your relatability is all very Southern, very Texan. I grew up with this. You just seem like an older brother to me. Is all you seem like.
Older brother.
Well, yeah.
yeah, I'll take it.
I'm
I'll
joking.
take it.
I didn't say uncle. I didn't say.
That's right.
grandpa.
That's right.
No, I like that. I'll be your older brother.
brother.
I would just change it to slightly older brother.
Yeah, just
Slightly
slightly older
no,
brother. That's
no,
right.
I'm
That's
kidding.
right.
We're almost
I'm
twins.
pretty sure I have a decade on you. So,
Somewhere in there.
but here's what happened, and we talked about Winners, Texas, and
Hey, y'all. Thanks as always for listening to Coffee Pan Dulce. And guess what? As part of our Cannis Media family of shows, we have a sister show that's been running alongside the Coffee Show for 6 years, 6 seasons. And it's Two Queers in a Truck. And in fact, we've been on air, as it says right behind Christian, as we record this, in case you're watching the video version of this. It's exciting. It's a little different. It comes more from obviously the queer perspective, because it's Two Queers in a Truck. And we invite you to listen to it. You don't have to be queer to listen. And I promise it most likely will not give you scabies. I can't 100% verify that, but it's just a medical rumor started by me, actually. But anyway, come out and check us out on our sister show, Two Queers in a Truck, and all the exciting 2025 news shows on the Cannis Media family. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Up next is Two Queers in a Truck with Jenny and Christian. And hope you guys tune in. We'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
you've passed through Winners, Texas, on your other show, and I left there when I was 6 years old. We went to Brownwood, and then we moved to Zapata, Texas, where I was immersed in the Mexican American culture there until I was 18 years old. Then I went to Baylor University. But when I was a kid,
all right, let's jump directly into the Pendejo Chronicles. And this is the Pendejo Chronicles. All right, we give the Pendejo of the week. Of course, it's no surprise for Christmas Eve. We give it to Taco McCankle Tits. He just could not keep his mouth shut. He had an opportunity to kind of be the. It's almost embarrassing to say that you're hoping the president would be like a decent person. Isn't that weird? That the fact that we live in a time, yeah. So anyway, he was not able to become that, and so he gets the Pendejo of the week. So here's the Jenny Award.
And this is the Jenny Award.
All right, the Jenny Award, the Hero Award for this week on Christmas Eve goes to all the people who pushed back on Taco for the vile, petty things that he said about that Rob Reiner and his wife's murder. So I want to give everyone including MTG. I don't know if you realize that, but MTG actually made a statement that was against it. And unfortunately, what's the guy, Speaker of the House? What's his name? Your favorite
Holy
guy?
Mike. Holy
yeah,
Mike.
Holy Mike. He was not able to do it. Were you surprised by that?
No, he's cucked by Trump, and, and so I'm surprised that he even has a net left because every time Trump stops, I'm surprised that Holy Mike has a neck left because every time Trump stops, you would think it would put stress because his head's so far up Trump's ass that when he gets removed as speaker here,
yeah,
it's going to really hurt when that dislodges like that because he's so used to occupying Trump's.
He's such a coward.
Oh, he's the definition.
He's such a he's like I don't know if this is a good analogy, but he seems like the guy that would be like submissive to like a S&M person. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's worse than that. Yeah,
I don't know what the title is, but he looks like the person who's just so submissive to people that it's just and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying is that's the type of person he is. Yeah.
You know, to be an absolute failure as a speaker in so many different ways.
Exactly.
And he'd been better off just not saying nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes silence is better than opening your mouth and removing all doubt that you're stupid.
That's right.
And he keeps proving how ignorant he really is. And I don't feel bad for the great state of Louisiana. Mm-hmm. I wish they would do better.
Yeah, do better. That should be our slogan. Do better. All right.
Absolutely. Hey y'all, thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce, and we've had a special 2 episodes. So whether you're watching the 24th or the 31st edition of Coffee and Pan Dulce, we have had our special guest, Del Shores, in both of those episodes. Catch up on what he's doing. Go to delshoresfoundation.org, see how you can get involved, and much, much more. And we're going to post a lot of things about this on our socials as well. We appreciate his time and his stories. Tune in. It'll be a special end of the year gift for yourself. Bye, y'all. As always, be safe. Bye. Hey, y'all. Thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And one of our big things is that if you missed any of our other shows, we are on Facebook, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple for the most part, and a bunch of other audio podcast platforms. So if you've missed us, come back. The water's fine. Dip on in. It's 85 degrees here in my imagination. But anyway, we have 332 episodes in the tank. You can pull up any of them. And most of all, we have fresh ones dropping most weeks. And we got 3 more shows coming. Be excited. But as always, thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And look forward to the 2025 season. Thanks, y'all. Hi, y'all. Next up, thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Next up is 2 Queers and a Truck. Stay tuned.
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Sounds great.
You sounded like a telenova. I mean,
I'm trying to. All I have to say is go. Yes,
as a non-Spanish speaker.